Okay, everybody, we got a massive update here on the severe weather side of things. Things have just gotten absolutely crazy. The Storm Prediction Center has issued a very large enhanced risk here for severe weather for all hazards, including tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds being a very big probability. Now, unfortunately, I'm actually in the middle of it all. I have the biggest chance for tornadoes, the strongest chance for damaging winds, as well as hail. Holy cow, it's going to be a busy day. Okay, so the Storm Prediction Center's latest outlook shows 3 different categories of possible severe weather for today. You have the dark green regions all across these areas here. That is where there is a possibility for severe thunderstorms. Then you move into the yellow. Now, that's a greater probability of seeing severe weather in general. Those areas, if you're across the yellow, you have got to be watching for. And of course, we move into the orange. Now, the orange is the worst that's expected for today. Literally, a very large enhanced risk has been issued for portions of Arkansas, Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, and even Ohio. Now, unfortunately, today's threat does include the possibility of a few significant tornadoes being EF2 to EF5. Even though we have not had an EF5 in almost 10 plus years, there's still a possibility that we could see some really damaging tornadoes. Now, some of those areas that could be seeing those large, potentially significant tornadoes includes areas of northwestern Kentucky, including Louisville, areas here in eastern Indiana, as well as western Ohio, literally just scraping right by western Cincinnati, where a few tornadoes could be possible by there. Now, here's the overall tornado probability here for today. Literally anywhere that's colored here in the dark green, the brown, and especially the yellow has a % chance of seeing a tornado. For example, areas across this green color, literally stretching all the way from eastern Ohio all the way down to western Tennessee, has a 2% chance every 25 miles of seeing a tornado. Meanwhile, areas here in the brown showing a 5% chance, literally 2.5 times more probability. And of course, you move into the yellow, which that's the greatest probability for tornadoes, a whopping 10% chance of seeing a tornado every single 25 miles that makes up this yellow area. Now, extremely large hail will be a big concern as well, potentially over 2 inches in diameter. That's literally bigger than a golf ball. Could be possible across some of these locations. We have ourselves in the dark red, especially right where you see that area with that netting going around. That's what we call the hatch zone or the significant zone. This includes portions of Arkansas, eastern, actually southeastern Oklahoma, and look at that, northwestern Kentucky included, eastern portions of Indiana, as well as western Ohio, yet again, has a big shot at seeing very large hail. Now, across the red, that's a 30% chance probability of seeing hail every 25 miles. The area in the yellow, it's a 15% chance, and of course, the areas here in that green is a 5% chance of seeing large hail. And lastly, large damaging wind gusts could be possible across these areas here. The 5% zone across the areas of green, the area in the yellow is a 15% chance of seeing damaging winds at least 60 miles per hour in terms of wind gusts. And then we have the dark red or the red shade. That is the biggest area here, a whopping 30% chance probability of seeing some wind damage every 25 miles, knocking up to a 30% chance probability. So overall, all hazards, tornadoes, potentially large tornadoes, hail, potentially large hail, and significant wind gusts of maybe 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts. At absolute most, maybe a few storms could occasionally have 80 mile per hour wind gusts if it gets significant enough. So definitely need to be looking out for that. Okay, so the last thing we're going to be talking about is the timing of the storm. Now, please note this will be in Eastern time zone. If you're in a Central time zone, just simply subtract an hour from what we talk about. Okay, so overall, the big picture is that we do have ourselves a very strong low pressure system or a decently strong pressure system trekking its way across areas here of Minnesota, driving its way into Wisconsin. Now, this system here is actually going to be sparking a cold front, a long line of thunderstorms to be firing off here around the afternoon, as you can see, kicking up right here around the late afternoon, early evening hours, at earliest maybe around 2, 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. Now, as we track our way down in time even further, you can see this very large bow-looking QLCS, what we call it, a big long squall line, also known as, to be driving the potential for damaging winds. That is the main concern out of a line of storms. However, a few of these broken cells down towards Indiana could be a problem, maybe for a few isolated tornadoes. Now, here's one thing. Here's the latest HRRR. We're actually going to drop back an hour to 05Z, and you can actually see, as we track our way down into the afternoon, according to this model, it shows more of that isolated type of cell activity, which could lead to more significant tornadoes, maybe a few long track tornadoes could be a possibility, as that region over there has that 10% region for the possibility of tornadoes. So once again, areas in eastern Indiana, western Ohio, and northwestern Kentucky, please be prepared today, as all hazards, especially tornadoes, seems to be a problem. Everybody, please share this video to help spread awareness of this situation, as large damaging storms is expected here for today. And also tomorrow, that's for another topic, but let's get through today first. Please, everybody, talk to as many people as you know. Let them know, even if they know anybody who's in the risk, because they could be and they might be under the gun here for today. So everybody, please be safe out there regarding today's severe weather. All right, my friends. Well, once again, if you have not already, hit that subscribe button, leave a like. It'll be greatly appreciated. Join our Discord down in the description. Also, follow us on Twitter at NWW1162. And all right, my friends, y'all have a wonderful night or a wonderful morning, and we'll catch you guys later on when we go live. Peace out, my friends. See you then.